My name is Balaramacharya Das. My first book is Sri Upanishad. My father bought it on the street. Someone managed to intrigue him. He said it was Indian philosophy. It was lying at home for several years, and I would occasionally look at it. Only after several years did I open it and read it. And I decided that I would continue reading Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. They were mentioned in Śrīla Prabhupāda's commentaries. I went to the temple. A week later, I went on Sankirtan with devotees. I distribute books constantly, almost every day, except for those days when I have to perform other service. But this is my main service. Bhakti, devotion that eternally lives in the heart of the soul, but is now unmanifested, cannot be obtained by artificial efforts, by austerities, by mental and psychological efforts. Bhakti, devotion in the heart, can be awakened only by the mercy of Krishna, by His will, and this happens to those who become dear to Krishna. This happens to those who are liked by Krishna, to those whom Krishna has noticed. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur used to say, "Do not try to see Krishna. Try to act in such a way that Krishna wants to see you." This means that we must try to attract Krishna's attention so that He will shower His mercy on us, and bhakti, devotion to Krishna, will awaken in our hearts. For this, mercy is needed. This can happen only by mercy. And we must prove in practice that we want to achieve the highest goal of life, devotion, love of God. At some point, every devotee realizes that he needs the mercy of Krishna, that he needs the mercy of great saintly acharyas. And he needs to distribute a few books or devote a few years or his whole life to this. Even if you have distributed a few books, this is the surest way to get this mercy. My name is Devan Das. Bhagavad Gita came to me on its own. A friend dropped by and he forgot Bhagavad Gita right on my bed. Since childhood, I had a desire to read manuscripts about forgotten wisdom. And when I read the preface to Bhagavad Gita, I learned that these books are 5,000 years old, and I felt that through this book, through Bhagavad Gita, some ancient civilization was talking to me from the depths of centuries, and that it was not just giving me information, but almost immediately began to change my worldview. I began to abandon my old values and accept new values. When I finished reading it, I remember my first impression. First is that we are eternal, and the second is the death does not exist. Then I met Sankirtan devotees who were unloading books from a train onto the platform. And I immediately saw that they were unusual people, unlike anyone else. They were serious but happy people. And it so happened that they stayed at my house. And since then I have been very closely connected with the Sankirtan devotees and this service. I like to live with the Sankirtan devotees, to go out with them for Sankirtan, to associate with them. By the mercy of the devotees, I have come to understand that this process is completely transcendental. Since this service is completely transcendental, whoever or whatever this service comes into contact with, it greatly influences everything. It influences those people who receive these books. Even if they do not buy the books, even if we simply offer these books to them, they feel something. Sankirtana greatly influences the place where this yagi is taking place. First of all, Sankirtan greatly influences the book distributor. In the beginning, we feel strong purification, because we are still very much attached to the fruits of our activities. We consider ourselves to be the doers. After some time, as spiritual qualities and proper understanding develop, it becomes easy for us, and we begin to like Sankirtan. I have tried to do different services, and I'm doing them now, but I feel the most joy and spiritual energy when I go out to distribute books. The first book I distributed was Bhagavad Gita. It was in the Kuznetsky Most metro station. I was timid in my efforts and everyone refused me, but some kind-hearted person bought the book from me. I distributed with Vaiṣṇavas Prabhu. He used to say, "You need to catch a person's mind and put tilak on it." He was very determined. And we managed to stop people. If we sincerely try to please his pure devotee, Krishna acts through us and gives us all necessary qualities. People stop themselves. I try to tell them simple things about laws of karma, reincarnation, about the importance and necessity of this knowledge, and that this knowledge will give them the happiness they crave. Every person in the world searches for happiness, and this happiness is embedded in these books and inside their hearts. Happiness is not found outside, not in a relationship with a man or a woman, but in the depths of the heart, and it needs to be awakened with the help of this knowledge from these books. What inspires me to distribute these books is that it is a joyful process. Within, we feel the inspiration to follow the path of devotional service. we feel the mercy of Lord Chaitanya and also the attachment to the spiritual master and the compassion of the spiritual master towards other living entities. I feel that in my life, a deep prayer for the mercy of Prabhupada, the spiritual master, is awakening, and somehow the heart becomes softer towards other living entities. This is Prabhupada's mercy. Prabhupada is very compassionate, and from the spiritual sphere, he is sending his blessings to us. He wants to give people this knowledge, this love of Lord Chaitanya. And he is giving all the necessary qualifications to his devotees, so that people can get these books, this knowledge. Yes, I feel that I am not the doer on the street. Prabhupada is doer. He gives this strong desire to share. That's the mercy, that we get this strong desire to give people this knowledge. We understand that this is causeless mercy. Usually, when I stop a person, first of all I praise him. Because it is very important to praise a conditioned soul. He gets inspired. First I praise, and then immediately I give a book to a person. If a person is inclined to spirituality, if he takes a book, then I begin to explain to him. If we are on Sankirtan, we feel that actually I went out on the street to once again see how the spiritual energy acts, how the mercy of Lord Chaitanya spreads. It is not that I myself act. We go out, we take books in our hands, we are instruments. We observe what is happening. Of course, we are active instruments. We make every effort to stop a person. We say some mantras, praise them. There are different tricks. But at the same time, deep inside, we must understand that now, in fact, the spiritual energy is acting. And if the Lord wants to shower mercy on this soul, He will respond. He will be inspired. At Sankirtan we can see this. Sometimes we speak very beautifully, everything goes well, and the person likes everything, but he refuses to take a book. And sometimes we don't succeed, but person somehow or other gets inspired and takes a book. My name is Yugala Kishore Das, and I distribute books by the mercy of Śrīla Prabhupāda. You can practice different prayers, many deep processes, but one of the instructions of my spiritual master is that if we want to distribute books for a long time and do it well, we must learn to live for the sake of those people who are outside of the temple. I often think about this instruction and try to think about it during Sankirtan. I meditate on the compassion of my spiritual master and Guru Parampara, who have it in full measure. And when this meditation is deep enough, all sorts of miracles begin to happen. Firstly, I myself fall under the influence of this mood, and people begin to fall under the influence of this mood, and amazing things happen. They take books for no reason. I'd like to say that this strong desire to share Prabhupada's mercy with everyone will awaken if we learn to build relationships with devotees, with the spiritual master and the holy name correctly. I want to thank you for really trying to bring happiness to people. If everyone understands this, it means a lot for our world, not just for our city, but for the whole world. Thank you. I'm very inspired to do this service by the desire to do something nice for Śrīla Prabhupāda. Because Śrīla Prabhupāda greatly helped me, my friends, my relatives. I want to do something good for him. I remember how, even as a child, my grandmother told me a lot about the prophets, about Noah, Moses, Abraham, Jesus, about Muhammad. And I remember how interesting it was. Of course, I saw pictures of Jesus, but I understood that these were drawings. I remember when I first saw a photo of Śrīla Prabhupāda, I felt this is what a prophet should be like. I had faith inside that this man is a real saint. And now, when I go out on Sankirtan during book distribution, I meditate on the fact that Śrīla Prabhupāda and the spiritual master of Śrīla Prabhupāda, the whole parampara, are happy that the conditioned souls are getting this knowledge. This faith inspires me. I also know that the spiritual master is very pleased and happy when he sees that his disciples are engaged in this service, trying to do something for Śrīla Prabhupāda. Śrīla Prabhupāda's marathon is a special time. We owe Śrīla Prabhupāda, no doubt. And this is a very good opportunity to thank him.
Я из храма ей не продаю. Это времечко. Я прошу просто пожертвовать этот храм. Очень сильно сложно. На самом деле достойно.
This year will be my 9th marathon. And each marathon, you can say it's like a holiday. If a person seriously do Sankirtan, he can progress very quickly in spiritual life. If he takes this service seriously, appreciates it, if he works on his qualities, tries to do this service purely, then this service brings great joy and greatly strengthens his faith.